is Lizzo, and Tyler might recognize me from my music. I had a song called Good as Hell, and I've also got a new song called Juice, so maybe Tyler's got the juice, I don't know. All right, well, good luck.
Thanks. I'll see you.
See you soon. We are at Nice Life Studios. This isn't your average studio. This is like basically a greenhouse where you make tracks. So I think that the energy here is going to be really conducive to Tyler's energy. I'm like, oh my God, what you gonna say about me? I feel like I'm about to get red to fill. How are you? Welcome to my studio.
Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you. This is beautiful. Thank you. I wore it for you. Follow me.
Love it. Thank you.
I truly believe that Tyler just has a message from the universe for me, and I'm here to receive it. Receive it!
So good to meet you.
Oh my God, you have no idea, I'm so nervous.
Oh, no worries. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
My name is Lizzo.
Awesome. Well, so wonderful to get to meet you today.
Yeah.
I did not recognize my client at all, but I saw she had a flute.
Welcome to Nice Life Studios.
I love this.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first place I made music in LA.
Wow.
So it's got my voice in the wall.
Exactly.
My essence.
It's important. It's a sentimental place. Nice. Okay. What we'll do is we'll jump right in and we'll see what happens. So give me one sec. So something to keep in mind, just love life-wise, like in 2019, you might find the person you really want to be with in the long run.
Oh, geez.
Sweep you off your feet relationship thing keeps coming through, like soulmate, soulmate, soulmate.
You know, I'm a strong black woman. I'm not trying to get swept off of my feet by nobody. You better come in with a vacuum and clean my house first.
That works too. You can take it either way. All right, so I'm just gonna spend 1 minute here. Okay, wow, interesting. Just that, and then I will be very gentle with this. Very, very careful.
It's my baby.
Oh, I love it. The second I start connecting, there's such a protective vibe, and I actually don't always get that kind of feeling. Protecting you, watching over you, kind of like a guardian angel kind of situation. I feel like I would go to them for advice, or they would be there to always kind of give me the right input. So
Yes.
It's very distinctly that energy. He seems like it's like my go-to guy, is the way I would describe it. To have me talk about you, and I see you succeeding, and you taking off and launching, and it's amazing. It's almost like your success isn't just your success. By seeing you being successful, this man feels successful. Like living vicariously through your achievements. It's just kind of a very special feeling, and it like lives on through you. He's presenting himself as a bit younger. And that's usually one of two reasons. Either they passed away at a bit of an earlier age, or they would have been that kind of personality that would be like youngish.
It makes a lot of sense.
And he's like an integral part of when it comes to your career, where things are going towards the future. It's like he informs so much of this.
You nailed it.
Awesome.
You're talking about my father. His name is Michael, and he passed away in his 50s. He wanted me to be successful. He would be like, you're gonna sing and you're gonna play the flute. And I was like, but I don't know how to sing. He's like, you're gonna sing anyway.
Figure it out, yep.
I feel like that is actually still happening.
I agree.
You know?
Absolutely. And when he comes through, he's still so involved in your career. It makes
So involved.
So he's having me talk about you, and then I'm saying family responsibilities.
There's a whole list of them.
Sure. But he's having me bring out the sisters. You would be one of like two sisters.
Yes, one of two sisters.
He's having me talk about a very important emphasis on location. For some reason, he's putting one of them separate. I don't really know how to describe this. Figure out what this is.
My sister and I, we were in two different cities, and my father was in a different city when he passed away.
Okay, that makes sense. He's having me talk about a delay in informing someone of his passing. And there's this whole thing that's coming through about like someone who should have gotten immediately notified. It's like everybody else is informed except this one person.
I'm so afraid of this one moment that happened in my life that I'm afraid of every moment now.
I see a symbol of an underscore, and that always to me is actually my symbol for referencing to a delay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was the last to know.
Gotcha.
I missed the phone call.
Ah, okay.
It was very jarring. I was in the shower, and I had all these missed phone calls.
Wow.
And then I called my sister, and she just goes, "Dad's dead!" And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, that's not the way you say that to somebody." And I just remember I like threw my phone down, and I was so upset. 'Cause, 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 'cause,
can't imagine having to go through that.
It's like, that's not the way I should have heard that.
Exactly, and he didn't want you to hear it in that way. And there's just this feeling of like, I'm sorry that that was your introduction to grief. Because that shouldn't have been the case.
Thank you.
So please know in this way, he's very aware of the circumstances. He just didn't want to leave a mess with this situation. And
I was not expecting to need to hear that. It was just something that I was like, oh, this is how it happened. This is how death happens. But like the trauma in that small moment has affected me in so many ways. I just feel such a release right now knowing that he knew that that was going on and that it's a part of my experience with his death.
Exactly.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, well, you know, that's kind of the power of grief. We grieve in different ways as time goes on, and I hope that at the very least there's comfort in knowing that he knew what you were going through. He sees that. And he's so proud of you for being able to handle all of this despite that.
Wow.
That's huge.
That was massive, Tyler.
Oh, I love it. I'm so good.
I can breathe.
Oh, good. You never know what's going to come through.
You never know.
He's having me bring up your mother. He's bringing her closer to the daughters, meaning you and sister. There's some reference of like work, having a place for someone. But if your mother has any opportunities to do anything with you, just remember that I'm saying this in even if it's accompanying you in like a work sense.
My mom is great, but I definitely have set up boundaries with her where I was like,
Sure.
there's family and then there's my work and I'm keeping it
Sure.
separate. And I think that my dad is probably trying to tell me to stop being a little ass.
Oh, you're good. You're good. There's just very much strongly a feeling of like inviting your mom into this in some capacity. There's a feeling of like, we're glad you're here.
Well, that's confirmation.
Yes.
That's what he wants for us. That's what he's always wanted. Because I am very separate in a lot of ways. It was a confirmation hearing my father be like, bring your mom in. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, this morning I was FaceTiming with her as I was on my way here and we were having an argument. And when Tyler was talking about bring her close, it all kind of was brought home because everything has been leading me to this, like, this is your mother, this is the only mother you'll ever have. So I'm gonna really start cherishing that.
So sometimes people will bring objects that actually belong to the loved one who passed away, and other times people will bring objects that are more connected to you, but maybe given to you by someone who passed. And so I'm just curious to know about this object.
This is Sasha flute. She's very famous.
And who gave it to you?
My father bought this for me. When I felt the flute was annoying and dorky, he thought it was cool and special. And when he passed away, I played the flute at his service.
Oh, would you mind playing something for me? If you
Oh my God!
Fabulous. Wow, you nailed it. Oh my gosh. That's
You know, I be
beautiful.
freestyling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just drop an album of flutery.
I studied flute in college, and then I left college to be a rapper and then a singer, and then I always just had this flute with me, and I put flute on one of my songs called Coconut Oil, and it's like got like 4 million views, and it's just going, and I'm like, oh, Dad, you were right. Why didn't I do this sooner? Like, people love the flute. Why was I hiding her? You know, I want to share this with people.
Exactly, gotta come out of the flute closet.
You were in the flute closet. I was locked away.
Exactly, but here we are, loud, proud, and playing the flute.
Loud and proud, play the flute. Tyler brought up a major wound, and now that I've confronted that, I can definitely start making strides to being a happier, less anxious person. That is always something that I'll cherish. Thank you so much.
I feel like I have a friend in you. I'd love to see you again anytime. I'll do it. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Bye.
This little cute little blonde kid, little baby boy came in here and told me how to be a better daughter, mama. No, he's great. Mama finds somebody in 29 and 3, and I hope they can keep up.